This week's musical guest has been described as a true craftsman, a five-star entertainer on the Charleston music scene. He was named Charleston's acoustic throwdown champion 3 years in a row and has played more than 3,500 shows since 2007. He plays guitar and his original music is conscious and heartfelt. We're so glad to welcome Jameson to our studio. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So you're from Somerville originally. How long have you been playing music?
30 years.
And what got you started?
Just one random guy, you know, he had his guitar and he showed me a couple of small chords, you know, really quick thing, and I just got hooked, and I've been in love with it ever since.
I think when people listen to your music, they definitely sense a certain passion that comes through. There's a difference in your music. What do you think makes it heartfelt, like people describe it to be?
Thanks. Because it's authentic and vulnerable and sincere, and you know. Yeah, it's just three chords and the truth is what they say, right? So that's kind of, I try to keep it in there. And that's, you know, I try to connect with as many people as possible.
And speaking of chords, the way you play your guitar, it's really beautiful.
Thank you.
How would you describe it?
It's eclectic. It's a mix of different styles, you know, and different influences from a lot of really great artists. And I just kind of put that together, and you know, I do the best I can with what I've got.
And more than 3,500 shows that have taken you all over the world. Tell me about some of your travels.
Yeah, so I've been to Europe. I've been to Costa Rica on a regular basis. I have a nonprofit called Movement of Music, or Muse for Change, or Guitars Before Games. I've got a couple different, you know, websites for that. But basically, I go to third world countries and lower income housing areas to inspire kids to pick up music instruments instead of video game controllers, you know.
Yeah.
I love video games myself, but they can be very consuming, so I just try to encourage the kids to get out of their rooms and get out and do something active, you know.
And creative.
Yeah, and that's where the music comes in.
Yeah, so what have you noticed in talking to some of these young people when you're trying to replace that game console with an actual instrument? Is it resistance at first?
No, because they're not even thinking about that. Because I'm not going in there, I want to get the video game control out of your hand. I never say that. I just go up there and start playing music, and I'm like pulling them up on stage, getting them to sing with me, getting them to strum a little bit of guitar, you know, and you don't even mention that, because the ones that will organically or get involved in it, you know, they just do it, and you just try not to make it too complicated, you know.
Yeah. Have you seen any of the young people that you've helped grow into playing the instrument and keeping up with it?
They surpass me sometimes.
Is that right?
It's
really?
It's inspiring. It's, you know, it's like, what? You don't understand it, because this generation is so fast and so talented, and it's really nice to see somebody that's really interested in the lessons that I give them or what I'm doing, you know, and that's really inspiring for me to keep it going. But you know, some are better than others, and I'm happy to say that I've got some students that are just like really doing well now, and that's the biggest reward out of all of it.
Yeah, and there's something about an artist being so generous with imparting their knowledge and their wisdom to younger generations, so you're certainly very giving in that way and selfless.
Thank you.
So you've played with a lot of different bands over the years. Tell me about some of the highlights.
So I play festivals all the time down in Costa Rica, and I've been able to share the stage with, you know, Edwin McCain, to Naco Bear and Medicine for the People, to Thievery Corporation, to Mike Love, to too many names to mention. Slightly Stupid, you know. I've had some amazing opportunities along the way, and I just happened to stumble upon them, you know. That it happened to be that my music would fit into the genre, and they had an open slot, and I'm a really easy setup and breakdown, so they were like, let's throw them in here. So I've been able to, you know, I've been able to play in some really amazing places.
Are you just a solo artist, or do you play with a band as well?
Yeah, I do most of the time play solo. It's easier to manage. Having a band is really a lot of work. There's a lot of personalities to deal with, a lot of schedule conflicts, whether or not they're going to learn the material. You know, all of this stuff takes, and you know, it makes it hard.
And your brother is also a musician.
My brother's the best acoustic guitar player in the area by far. He's a huge Tommy Emmanuel fan, and I'm proud of him. I'm so proud of him.
Justin is his name?
Yeah, Justin Hodge, and you know, I did inspire him and give him a couple of little tips and tricks at the beginning there, but he took it and ran with it, and he's become his own man and his own musician. I'm super proud.
And he's going to be joining us too.
He is, yeah. So.
All right, so you're going to be playing a gig coming up. Tell me about this one.
Yeah, Saturday 2 to 5 out at Folly Beach at Blue.
Perfect.
And it's always beautiful out there. I'm grateful for that.
Great. And you're going to be playing for something for us today. What are you playing?
Yeah, original song called Perfect, and I might be changing the title because Ed Sheeran's got a song called Perfect, and I don't want to get it confused.
Right.
Yeah, it's an original I've been playing for a long time, and I'm back in the studio reproducing it to drop it as a single, and it's just a song about self-love, something
Wonderful.
that I think the whole world could use.
We're going to be looking forward to that. Thank you so much. Perfect coming up after the break.